Hello friends, welcome to Total Recaps. Today we are going to explain movie named Kaze released in 2010. The plot of the film is that a con artist decides to rob a train carrying precious treasure by pretending to be a famous movie producer and enlisting the help of a village in his heist. So friends, sit down with popcorn and enjoy this comedy/drama movie. The story begins by showing a police meeting, where the whole police team is celebrating catching the biggest antique smuggling which was stolen some time back. The price of all those items in the international market was 500 rupees crores, and now the police decide to safely transport all those antiques to the government treasury of Delhi City of India. But the problem was that the police were afraid of stealing all these things on the way because the police had caught the entire goods from Johri brothers, who are twins, and they definitely try to get back the goods they caught from them, and for this he can take the help of Tabriz Mirza Khan, aka Kaze Khan. But shortly after this, everyone gets the news that Kaze Khan has been caught by two Interpol agents in Paris, one of whom is named Mukherjee and the other one is Chatterjee. Now both those agents were bringing Tabriz to India. Meanwhile, Tabriz notices that all the three captains of the plane are outside the cockpit. Then, on the pretext of going to the washroom, he also broke the cockpit door lock by locking it. Now after some time, all the people along with the pilot also come to know about this. Now everyone gets very nervous. But agents Chatterjee and Mukherjee are sitting on their seats with Tabriz. Seeing him sitting so tension-free, the people present in the plane were getting very angry with him. Then one of these agents tells everyone that we have handcuffed Tabriz because he can easily break the lock of all the lockers and take out any treasure. That's why everyone in the plane frees Tabriz from these two agents to save his life, and Tabriz opens the cockpit lock and becomes everyone's messiah. In this way he was saved from going to jail once again. After this he goes to meet his girlfriend. But Tabriz's girlfriend is very fond of acting, and even at this time she was shooting an item song. Here we are introduced to Anya. But Tabriz picks up Anya and brings her home in the middle of the shoot, where we learn that Tabriz's mother thinks her son is a movie director. She is oblivious to the fact that her son is a thief. Meanwhile, while searching for Tabriz, both the agents reach his house as well. But Tabriz tricks them and goes to an event, where the Johri brothers are also present, and here they make a deal with Tabriz that if he returns all their stolen antiques stolen from the hands of the police from a moving train, then both of them will give 50% of it to Tabriz. Which was a great deal. That's why Tabriz also says yes to this deal. But only then both those agents come here too, due to which Tabriz has to run away from there. Now Tabriz is thinking of a plan about how to get 10,000 kilograms of antiques out of a moving train. This work was very difficult as 20 to 25 police officers were present in it. To loot those antiques, they would have to dodge the police as well, and 200 to 300 people were also required to remove so many goods from the train. Then an idea comes into Tabriz's mind after listening to the press conference of famous actor Atish Kapoor on TV. Then after that he also tells this idea to Johri brothers that he wants to shoot in a village near a railway track going to Delhi, where all the people of the village, playing the role of revolutionaries, will stop the Indian train full of antiques, considering it as a British train, and fought with police officers present in the train. Then in the end they will take out all the antiques and fill them in our truck, and from above this, if there will be a big superstar like Atish Kapoor in the film, then no one will doubt that some illegal work is being done. After this, Tabriz along with his friends went to the shooting set of a movie and stole the light camera and all the shooting equipments from there, even stole the actors' clothes, and all of them left for a village named Dhulia, making a film called Bharat Ka Khazana, where about 200 people live. And when Tabriz tells them all that shooting is going to happen in their village, they become very happy because this village was a very small and poor. That's why the people here believe that if movie shooting takes place in their village, then their village will also become famous. There is also an inspector in this village whose name was Devinder. He starts asking Tabriz for a permit to shoot. But Tabriz tells the inspector that he will give him a chance to act in his film, which makes the inspector overjoyed, so he allows Tabriz to shoot in the village. After this, the next day Tabriz goes to Atish's house disguised as Manoj Ramelan, a famous director of Hollywood. Atish was obsessed with getting an Oscar, and taking advantage of this, Tabriz seduces a big actor like Atish Kapoor with his words and invites him to his shooting set without telling him the script. Now after this, Atish Kapoor reaches Dhulia village in his private helicopter. Tabriz also calls his girlfriend Anya there for the female actress for his movie shooting. But Tabrez had a plan to shoot only one scene that, when the train will pass through Dhulia village, all the revolutionaries along with Ashish Kapoor will go in front of the train and stop it, and then there they will loot the whole train, considering it as a movie scene. But then Jory's brother gets the news that the police commissioner has postponed the train for a week due to security reasons. When he tells this to Tabrez, he gets a big shock because what could he do in this village for a week? Neither he has the script nor the advanced equipment to shoot the movie. After this, Tabrez thinks it right to go ahead with the shooting of the movie. The next morning he gets actor Ashish Kapoor ready for the shoot, but he doesn't have any script for the movie. That's why he quickly thinks that he will convert the first village bank into a British bank. Now, because the shooting was happening in the bank manager, Santram, gives all the keys of the bank's locker to the director Tabrez. After this, Tabrez explains scene to Ashish that he has to loot all the money from the British bank and distribute it among the poor Indians. But there was a problem, that there was no white-skinned person in this whole village except one man, and he did not even know how to speak English. That's why Tabrez asks him to chew gum and thinks of dubbing his voice later in his movie. After this, the revolutionary Ashish breaks the door of the bank after beating all the Indian guards standing outside the bank, and enters inside the bank and finally loots the entire treasury by beating the British employee working inside the bank. But taking the bank scene, Tabrez learns that his camera reel is over and he will need some more equipment to shoot for the next few days, for which he would need 2 to 3 lakh rupees. The bank manager is also listening to Tabrez, and he comes to know that the director needs some money for shooting in his village. That's why he also tells this thing to the whole village. After this, Anya is talking to her mother-in-law, i.e. Tabrez's mother, and she also informs her location. Tabrez's mother decides to go there to watch his shooting, but the 2 agents were standing outside her house to catch Tabrez, who had heard about Tabrez's location, and now he too decides to go there. Now at night, Tabrez and his friends go to rob Dhulia's bank. Only then they see all the people of the village coming in front of them. Seeing this, he feels that all the people of the village have come to know about his plan. That's why all 4 of them start running from there towards the dark jungle of Dhulia. According to the villagers, this was the forest in which the without head ghost lived. But Tabrez and his friends did not know this. That's why the villagers run after them to save their director, and seeing this, Tabrez and his friends start running even faster. After this, there is a point where the without head ghost is running towards Tabrez and his friends on his horse. That's why Tabrez and the entire village start running back to their village. But while running, Tabrez hits a tree in the dark, and after hitting it, he starts running back in a forest, where he encounters a ghost, and seeing this, the villagers go with him to save director Tabrez. Now seeing such a crowd coming towards him, the ghost runs away from behind. But at a point he hides. From this it was clear that he is not a ghost but a normal human being who was terrorizing the residents of Dhulia village for many years. Now the villagers here see that some people get many children who had gone missing from their village to cultivate cannabis at this place. Now the villagers catch the man who is scaring everyone in the form of a ghost, and thank Tabrez for this, because only because of him they all could come to this forest and catch a kidnapper. The villagers thank Tabrez and give him 5 to 6 lakh rupees to resume the shooting. That's why Tabrez realizes here that all 4 of them did a lot of wrong by robbing the bank with these villagers. So Tabrez decides that when he robs the train, he will also leave some of his 50% in the Dhulia bank for all these people. Now Tabrez brings all his shooting equipment and starts shooting. Meanwhile, following Tabrez's mother and both the agents were also coming towards the Dhulia village. But Tabrez's mother's bus broke down on the way. Now Tabrez's mother stops a vehicle in which both the agents were sitting. Now after this, Tabrez's mother leaves for Dhulia village along with him. Then the Jory brothers get the news that the next morning at 9 a.m. the train will pass through the railway track of Dhulia, and they give this good news to Tabrez as well. Now the next morning, director Tabrez gets ready to shoot the movie and execute his biggest heist at the same time. For this role of his fake movie, Tabrez holds the flag in the hands of all the villagers, and before the arrival of the train, he motivates everyone so much that they can load the heavy boxes of precious antiques present in the train into their truck. Tabrez tells Ashish that he will stand in front of the train with the flag in his hand when the train arrives, due to which the driver will have to stop the train. Now the train comes and everyone starts running towards the train. Ashish Kapoor was standing right in front of the train with a flag in his hand. Seeing which all the policemen who give security to antiques are quite surprised. Now because around 200 people were standing in front of the train, finally they have to stop the train. Here all the people run towards the train and first beat up all the policemen by tying their hands, legs and mouths and keep them at one place, because Kaze had told the villagers that these policemen are Indians but work for the British. Now after this everyone takes out the antiques from the train and fills them in the truck of Jory brothers. Here Kaze's mother as well as both agents Chatterjee and Mukherjee also have entry in the Leah village. That's when they call the commissioner, but he was tied up, so Kaze picks up his call. He talks to both the agents by speaking as the commissioner himself and orders them to catch Kaze on behalf of the commissioner. But while talking he also removes the bullet from his gun as he says that they will have to capture Mar Khan alive. This plan of his also remains successful. Now Kaze ties them both where he had tied all the police officers. Now Kaze and his entire team leave from there along with Jory brothers, and the villagers get into their character thinking that the shooting is on. Now Kaze stops his car in front of Leah's bank and starts transferring some of those valuable antiques to the bank so that Leah's people can take advantage of it. But in the meantime, Jory brothers, seeing the opportunity, cheat Kaze and leave with their truck. Meanwhile, all the police inspectors tied on the other side get free, and then later they tell the whole truth to the villagers that what a big scam has happened with them. After this, the police also go to the village bank in search of Kaze, and after that Kaze is caught. Now after this Kaze is produced in the Indian court, and there the judge says, "Who is the accused?" Only then the whole village stands in favor of Kaze. But on the basis of some evidence, everyone comes to know that Kaze is the international criminal Mar Khan. But then the bank manager comes to the court and says that Kaze cannot be the culprit because he had left some treasure in the bank for the benefit of us villagers, and only a good-hearted person can do this. Some villagers also stand here who got their lost children from the dark jungle only because of Kaze. Adish Kapoor also says here that, even after showing a false dream of Oscar, but because of this fake director Kaze, the artist hidden inside me has awakened. Seeing so many good qualities of Kaze, all the people of the village stand in favor of Kaze, and say that, if Kaze is a criminal, we are also a criminal, we should also be punished. Therefore, keeping all the evidence and statements in mind, the judge declares all the people of the Leah village as criminals along with Kaze. But then Kaze tells the judge that, there is no fault of all of them in this, I am the real culprit. Southwest the court sentences Kaze to 60 years. But before going to jail, Kaze tells his 3 friends to complete the shooting of his half-finished film, Bharat Ka Khazana, and release it in the theaters. After this, the movie is released in the theater, which is attended by the actors, actresses, Kaze family members, and all the people of the Leah village, and Kaze also reaches the theater in jail clothes for the premiere of his film. The movie starts and all the people sitting in the theater enjoy the movie a lot. But when the movie ends, the police realize that Kaze has fled from the theater. In the next scene, we are shown that the Jory brothers are sitting in their private plane enjoying a lot with lots of money. But that's why Mar Khan also comes there, don't know from where. He has only friends as security in the plane. After this, Kaze throws the Jory brothers down from the plane by giving only one parachute. Now in the last scene we see that Adish Kapoor has won Oscar for his movie Bharat Ka Khazana, and the Leah village has also become more advanced and famous. Now tourists come there to visit, and the development of this village has also happened a lot, and this movie ends here with this happy ending.